Hello, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be doing a tier list of most of the albums in the underground community, most of which that have come out this year and last year. Before I get into it, I just want to say that I am not ranking every single album that has ever been released in all of the extended reach of the underground community. I'm just doing the ones that I've listened to and that are for people I'm close with and that I know of. And these do not include any albums that are upcoming. These are albums that have been released from when I have been in the underground community to February 5th, which is today's date. We have some of my albums and we have a lot of other albums as well. And yes, I am reviewing my own albums because those count. In this collection, we have Up from me, Hello from Tokyo from Epic Rider, On the Rise and Never Look Back by Ghost the Rapper, Ricardo Bravo from Controversy, Desolate, O's Journey and Intertwined from me, Head in the Clouds by Cloudy, Everything Wrong by DJ Jeremy Ray, Teeth by Cactus Cordell, and Death Row by Cloudy and Ghost the Rapper. So without further ado, I'm just gonna get right into this and we're gonna discuss all of these albums and why I think that they go in the places that they go. We have godly, good, yikes, and disgusting. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first album we have here is my album, which is Up. This one came out on March 1st, 2020. Oh wow, nearly a year ago. That's crazy. Time flies by. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna put this in the This is definitely an album because I feel like there's a mixture of good songs in there, but there's also songs where I definitely rushed the writing, the recording, and the mixing. So it sounds a bit which is why I'm putting it there. I don't feel like I put as much effort into that album as I should have. I feel like I just wanted to make it long, and I thought long meant good. It does not, trust me. I thought that the more songs you have, the better the quality of the album becomes, and that is not true. So I think that was definitely a point where I had gotten better for my first two albums, but that was also at a point where I still had some things I needed to learn about. Don't get me wrong, I still have a lot of things I need to learn about, but I think this was like a monumental album because I had learned so much, but also because it showed how much I still have to learn. And this goes for the present day as well. So I think it's a collection of both good songs, bad songs, and terrible songs. There are one or two songs that I actually find quite nice on there, but overall I don't feel like it's anything revolutionary, and I don't think it's that incredible of an album. It's not great, it's not terrible, it's just right in the middle, and it's just The next one is Hello from Tokyo by Epic Rider. I really quite enjoyed this album. I'm gonna put it in the good tier. I guess you could call it a B, but I wanted to label them so it'd be more specific. The only reason I'm not putting it in godly is because I still feel like Epic Rider needs to do an improvement on his pronunciation a bit more, and he still needs to work on his, like, really nailing down the flow. But other than that, this is a great album and I really enjoyed listening to it. I think my favorite song was the Wallacea Anthem. I'm not sure if I'm remembering that title correctly, but the Wallacea Anthem was definitely my favorite song. What I found really surprising is that Epic Rider produces a lot of his own beats, and I really think that's great, and he produces them very well. They're really catchy and smooth. They follow this kind of same pattern, but they're also not very repetitive. They have a lot of great elements to them, and they really add to the song in a unique and interesting way. But aside from that, he also crafts his songs really well, and it's really interesting to hear him rap over a beat because you don't know what he'll do. And I really think that's a good quality to have when making music, and he really did do well on this album, and that's why I like it. The next album we have here is On the Rise, the debut album by the one, the only Ghost the Rapper. I'm pretty sure this released in May of 2020. I'm not exactly sure on the date, but I'm pretty sure it was like mid-May 2020. I did think this was a very good album, and I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna put it in good, and let me explain why. So Ghost, I've been friends with him for a long time, and I've seen his progression as a rapper. When I first got introduced to him, I think was during the rap tournament, and this was like right around the time that On the Rise released, and I was really surprised by like genuinely how good this was. To be honest, I didn't expect it to be that good, but I was definitely overwhelmed by all of it, and it's a pretty good collection of songs. There's a couple that I'm not really too smitten with, but overall it's a really good collection of songs that shows Ghost's lyrical and technical abilities when making and delivering featuring tracks. He produces a lot of great themes on there, and he conveys them in a very interesting way. He has a lot of great rhyme schemes. His flow is incredible throughout the whole thing, and I really enjoyed the way he put out this album. It sounded really good. But can we talk about that horrific album cover though? Ghost, you need to work on your album covers, my guy. That is not a good cover. It's a good album, but I feel like a lot of people would be deceived because that is not a good cover. Alright, I'm not dissing. It's just like, come on, that is not a good cover. I'll stop now. The next album we have here is also by Ghost the Rapper. No particular order. This is just how it, randomized it. This is Never Look Back. I think this is also dropped in 2020 in October or November, something like that. This is the sophomore album from him, and to be honest, I loved this album. I think it's very, very good. I think it's levels above On the Rise, so I'm going to be putting it in Godly. It is one of the highest, if not the highest rating I've given to an album. I think Ghost, once again, he really improved in those short months between May and October. He improved a lot, and I noticed that a lot of the critiques I had for him on the album On the Rise, they had vanished, and it honestly impressed me how much he improved, because it's very hard to improve that much in such a short amount of time, and I think it's incredible that he did it. He also experimented with a couple different styles of rap on that album. I think he did a song called Ladies and Gentlemen, where he told a story from two perspectives, from a woman and a man, about the same topic, and then united them all in the last verse and chorus, and I thought that was a really clever concept. Just one of the many tracks on that album which I thoroughly enjoy. I thought he really presented himself well. It was very good, and the album cover is better on this one, but I feel like it could have been better if text was removed, and also maybe the parental advisory sticker. But I'm not here to judge album covers, I'm here to judge albums, and this was a very, very solid album. Ghost the Rapper did a phenomenal job on it, and I can't wait to see what he's cooking up next. He's supposedly dropping a single on March 20th, and I cannot wait. The next album we have on here is Controversy's debut album, Ricardo Bravo. I'm going to be putting this in the section, and here's why. So I've known Controversy almost as long as I've known Ghost. I met him in the rap tournament, and he has improved like exponentially in the time that I've known him. And I'm pretty sure this came out in around August of 2020. I already know Controversy is levels above where he was in August, and Controversy in August was levels above where he was in May when I first met him. But to be honest, this is not the best work, and I feel like if Controversy were to make an album now, I feel like it'd be higher up in ranks, and I've seen his progress. I know he's going to keep improving, so I want him to continue making music because he's gotten better with every single song and every single thing and every single EP and all of the projects and stuff he's put out. He's always gotten better. There's never been a time where he got worse, so I think he just needs to continue making music, because if he continues making music, he'll keep on improving. Considering how much potential he has, I feel like if he continues to make music, he'll be surely in the good or even godly tiers soon. But this album really wasn't doing it for me. I've always had three main critiques with him. I'm not going to go over them in this video because I've mentioned them so many times before, but yeah, he's definitely gotten better on those and some other minor nitpicks, but I think he still needs to continue to work and to improve, and surely he will be performing a lot better than he is, or I guess was, at the time of this album's release. The next album we have here is actually one of mine again. This is Desolate. That came out on September 20th, 2019. I know, ages ago. And this album is going straight into the yikes. Not even a question. I made this album in a month. That should tell you enough about it already. And I wanted to release albums every single month after releasing my first album, and I realize now how stupid of a thought that was, because releasing albums every month is near impossible, and if you want to make them good, you may as well throw that idea out the window. Don't get me wrong, Desolate is exponentially better than Intertwined. Problem is, I still sucked at rapping then. I'm not saying I'm very good now, but like, Desolate is not a good album. It's barely listenable, and this is when I got better after Intertwined. So that is, we don't need to talk about it. If you listen to even the first song on it, there's already enough evidence there as to why this album is not good. So we're not going to talk about Desolate. The next album is also one of mine again. This is my latest one, O's Journey. I'm going to be putting this in the good tier, and that's because I believe this album is good. I spent 7 months working on it, and I put a lot of time and effort into writing and recording and mixing and mastering and final touches, and it took a while. After listening to it a couple of times after its release, I do know now that there are still things I need to be improving on that I am improving on as I continue to write more music to this day. And it annoys me to know how preventable these things were. Some of them were preventable and some of them were just the fact that I needed to keep writing music in order to get better, and I have gotten better at those things, and I've taken people's advice from their critiques. I think in both Controversies and Ghost the Rapper's review of my album, they both gave me a 7, which is a great score, by the way. I took their critiques, I literally wrote them down in a notepad, and then I started going to work. I looked at the album and I was like, okay, where in these songs that they critiqued, where is the issue, and how would I fix the issue in the next time I make an album or a song or an EP or whatever? Because I genuinely enjoy receiving criticism more than I enjoy receiving compliments, because criticism provides something compliments usually don't. Compliments just let you know you're doing well. Criticism provides a morale boost for you to get better. So that's why I like getting criticism. But this album I think was really good. I think I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but I spent a lot of time coming up with the storyline, and I wanted to make it complex, and I wanted to deliver it well, and I could have delivered it better, no doubt about that. But considering this was my first concept album, I think I performed on it decently well. So that's why it's in the good column. Oh boy. Okay, the next album is my first album ever, Intertwined. This is going straight into disgusting. This album is pathetic. If I could describe the album in 1 2-second video, it would be this. Yeah, I thought this was good. I don't know why. Surprisingly, it took me longer to make than to make Desolate. This one took me 2 months to make, whereas Desolate took me 1 month, and Desolate was better. Yeah, but this album is complete and utter garbage. Nothing is good about it. Don't listen to it. Please do not listen to it. For the sake of your ears and your eardrums, do not listen to Intertwined for any reason. Probably could be a good torture device. I don't know, but yikes, it's not a good album. I'm just ashamed that it exists. I probably should take it down from streaming services soon. I'm just kidding. I'm not. It's not good. It's so bad. And the thing is, it may have the best album cover I've ever made. And that's sad because I paid money for that to be made. I thought it was good. I thought that album was good. We're gonna move on now. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It makes me sick. The next album we have is Cloudy's Head in the Clouds. I loved this album. I listened to some of its songs on a daily basis. Cloudy is a fantastic rapper, and he really showed it in this album. I'm going to be putting it in the godly tier. Yep, right up there. And yeah, not much else I can say about it. He had great flows, he had great rhythm, he had great beats. The producers he signed with are incredible. Black Dot, Tingo, Contour, all of them are incredible, and they did a great job mixing, mastering, and producing this album. Cloudy's voice fits nicely with all of the beats, and he raps about some seriously interesting and intriguing topics, and he does it in a very clever and interesting way. And I think the topics he touched on for the most part were very good. He also had a lot of emotion in his voice when talking about the more sensitive subjects, and I appreciate the fact that he's willing to talk about things a lot of us do not have the strength to talk about. Like he's a very spoken advocate about mental health, and that is a very important subject for everyone to talk about, even though it's not necessarily the most comfortable thing for people to talk about. I appreciate the fact that he talks about it. He's so vocal about it, and it's a very big issue that needs to be addressed. But aside from that, he also has a great mix in a nice healthy mix of bangers and serious tracks. It really comes together in a great way, and that's what makes this album so good. The next album we have is DJ Jeremy Ray's Everything Wrong. So I rated this album a not good, and I listened to it again after rating it a not good because I thought maybe I was too harsh. I don't want to sound mean, but I don't think I was too harsh. I'm gonna put it down there. To be honest, this album was not good. I've already made a video talking about it, but I'll just briefly gloss over it here. The beats were not good. His voice didn't fit with them. I couldn't understand anything he was saying. He doesn't know how to flow fast. His breathing is really annoying and gets in the way, and it's like that for the entire 50-track album, which is very long and was very difficult for me to get through. It's disappointing to see that come out of DJ Jeremy Ray when he's made better stuff in the past, but hopefully his next upcoming album in 3 years will be better. I'm hoping it will be better, and I know it'll be better because DJ Jeremy Ray definitely has potential. Second to last, we have Cactus Cordell's Teeth. I also rated this album not good because I genuinely genuinely hated it. Not trying to sound harsh, but there was not a single track in this album that I liked. It was sort of the mumble rap, can't really talk about anything, can't really understand anything, no substance, no value, that kind of shebang. If you're into that, that's great. I'm not, so that's why I rated it a not good. It just really just didn't appeal to me at all. He was never on beat, to be honest with you. Like, that's the thing. If you're mumble rapping, you at least gotta stay on beat, because that's basically the only redeeming quality about mumble rap, is that it's catchy. And if you can't even do that, then what is even the point? It didn't really do it for me, so that's why I don't like that album very much. And then the final album we have here is Cloudy and Ghost the Rapper's collaborative album, Death Row. And Cloudy specifically told me not to do this one, but it is what it is. This album is not good. I'm sorry, Cloudy. I had to do it. This will be the last time I make fun of that album, but I'm just gifted so many opportunities. I'm sorry. With that being said, that is all 12 albums in the underground community. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't watch to the end, thank you. And if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And also make sure to like the video, follow me on Instagram at Beyonce Music, and join my Discord server. All of these links are in the description below. So, with that being said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.